Hey, how's everybody doing? Are you ready for some Islander hockey tonight? Riding a 4-game point streak are the New York Islanders going into tonight's game against the Nashville Predators. Looking forward to this one. We need to keep the streak going. We need to keep this alive. We need to. I see tonight's game as a real crucial game, especially after winning one. To put a second one together would really start to bring the confidence and the belief back in the players. So I'm seeing tonight's game as a huge game for us. And we might have caught a bit of a break tonight as well. Looks like UC Saros won't be playing tonight, at least from the injury report on CBS. It says that he won't be playing. If he's not playing, that's a big break for us. Players to watch out for in Nashville tonight are obviously Forsberg is back, and he's come back with a vengeance in the scoring category. And Granlund's up at 26 points. So he's having a good year as well. So they got a lot of good players, Roman Yossi on this team, but we really need to win this game. For some reason, we always have trouble with Nashville, and I've never really understood why, but we always seem to. But there's no time to stick around and worry about the past. We got to take care of the present and what's going on here right now. The way I see it, what the New York Islanders need to do is be focusing on basically three things. One, first thing is to get back to 500. Two, just the only team we can focus in on right now is the Philadelphia Flyers. And that's it. I don't care what everybody else is doing right now. We look at the Philadelphia Flyers, and right now we're 3 points behind with, I believe, 3 games in hand. First things first. So shoot for 500 and shoot for Philadelphia. Get past Philadelphia. We'll reassess and see what our next goal is. But that's kind of the goals that we need to set out for ourselves right now. So think in micro terms and just think of one game at a time. I know it's all cliche and all that kind of stuff, but let's be real. That's the way it is. So one shift at a time, one period at a time, one game at a time, and we'll get back into this thing. I don't know if we ever will, but I have hope. I have belief that we can. So I'm really pumped about this game after coming off a win. So we really need this one. Really excited about this game. Hope things go well for us tonight. Looking at probably a Barley start tonight, I would think. So anyway, well, I guess we'll find out. So I'm all pumped up about the first period. We'll talk to you in between the first and second. After one period of play, the Nashville Predators lead the Islanders 2-1. I'm in a whole lot different mood than I thought I was going to be coming into this intermission. Things were looking pretty good for 18 minutes, and then all of in the matter of 1 minute, boom, gone and more. Oh, wow. There was so many things to be excited about that period, and then it all just came crashing down. How about Big Z going to war for that hit? I mean, it was just that was awesome to see. Unfortunately, I know the Predator guy was cut up pretty good, but it looks like Big Z cut himself pretty good in the hand as well. So I think he must have cut himself on the visor while he was giving it to him. But job well done by Mr. Chara there for sure. Unfortunately, that gives more ice time to some of our other defensemen, and bad giveaway by Aho starts the whole bad sequence of 2 quick goals, one with a minute and 8 seconds left, and the first one with just a little over 2 minutes left. So yeah, not looking good. I thought we were I thought up to that point we had been playing fairly well. Uh we weren't doing it's not like we were dominating the game or anything, but I definitely thought we were getting our chances, and I thought we looked pretty good, but I don't know. Well, I guess things like this happen, but we just can't have things like this happen right now. We just can't. We can't afford to constantly give away something like that when, especially when we're that much in control. And we're going to need some help from some people to get out of this. And yeah, I'm looking at Paul Mary. I'm looking at Bo. I'm looking at the guys who haven't scored. Parise, need a goal from you as well, buddy. I know you're trying your butt off, but still, we need something more than that. I'm going to be really interested to see how the Islanders come out in this second period. I really am. I think this will tell me a lot what team I see come out of that locker room, and I also wanted to somehow say we have to get Bailey off of Barzell's line. I don't know where else you can stick Bailey, but you got to find somewhere to stick him that he doesn't bring somebody down. We need Barzell's line, whatever line Barzell is centering. We need that line clicking on all cylinders, and it's just not possible with Bailey there. I hope he makes me eat my words and gets one of his rare goals or good plays or whatever he does. But yeah, so I'm a little disappointed after that first period. I really thought we should have been walking in here with 1-0 lead, but that was not meant to be. So yeah, all right, we're just gonna have to come out a whole lot stronger in the second period. See, in between the second and third. Let's go, Isles. So after 2 periods of play, the New York Islanders and the Nashville Predators are tied 2-2, and it didn't take long for the Islanders to change my mood back into a happy mood. Real nice to see Anders Lee getting on the board with a power play goal early in the second. Assisting on that one was Barzell and Wahlstrom. And I want to put a big apology out for the first period to Austin Czarnik. I mean, the guy scores his first goal of the year with the Islanders on a beautiful passing play by Wahlstrom and Bellows. And I was so pissed off that we gave up that lead in less than a minute that I totally forgot about it. So kudos going out to Austin on his first goal of the year as an Islander. And that was a sweet pass by Wahlstrom. And Wally's finally starting to put up some assists, so that's kind of nice to see. So I do believe that is now assist number 3 for him. So yeah, he was it was such a beautiful touch on it. It just barely it was in the perfect spot, and it had to be there or else it was going to get intercepted by either the goaltender or the defenseman. So really nice goal there. But let's get back to the second period with Anders in his old familiar spot, just sitting there in his office. Wait, and what a great play as he kicks up from skates to stick to putting it in. So yeah, that was nice to see. So I thought the period overall was fairly even, which I guess brings us to a little bit of an even game. I thought that the Islanders had a bit of the majority of the play. I still think they've had a majority of look better than the Predators tonight, but we still need more out of them. It's going to be a big third period coming up for sure. So we need to get points. We need 2 points. We're at home. It's time to win. We need a winning streak, not a point. Well, we'll keep the point streak going, but we need a winning streak to start talking about. How about it sounds better with a 5-point game, 5-point streak going with a 2-game winning streak. I'd much rather be on a 2-game winning streak. So let's get going and get this win here. Once again, man, I really hate to belabor the point, but Bailey is just killing Barzell, just seriously killing him. It's so funny. Half the time, Bailey always goes off before Barzell does, and almost every single time he leaves, and whoever replaced him, there's a scoring opportunity with Barzell at the right in the middle of it. It's just like I really love my description of him as a black hole. And it just absolutely blew my mind when I heard people singing the Josh Bailey song. I'm like, I don't get it. How does this guy deserve this? Look, people, just take a look at his effort out there, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's so frustrating. So I'm still on the free Matt Barzell train. So unfortunately, by me wishing Matt to be free of Bailey, that means some other poor unfortunate soul is going to have him on his line. So I feel bad for that person, but I really think we need, Barzell to be free of Bailey for sure. Another thing I want to mention about that Austin Zarnik goal, that their last 3 goals for that line have been all 3 of them in on it, and I think that's awesome. 2 points, 3 points apiece. So that's that's really nice to see. Out of the, I'll just call him the kid line. Like I said, I don't know how old is Zarnik, like 26 years old or something. That's to me that's kid. So I'm gonna call him the kid line. Yeah, that's fantastic. 3 goals, 3 assists for Wally there, and the other guys have some combination of 3 points too. So yeah, that's awesome. Anyway, I'm a little bit happier after this period. Varley's been okay. Uh, yeah, he's been there when we needed him. I have to say overall, not a big scoring opportunity period other than that goal on the power play. And just even though, speaking of that, the power play, hey, how big has that been for us now that all of a sudden we're starting to score and we're starting to see how other teams win hockey games by scoring some power play goals. It sure helps a lot now, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm pretty excited about this one. We really need the win. I don't care if Nashville gets a point. I really don't want to go into overtime or regulation. Or shootout. I just want to win this in regulation. So I'm looking forward to a big third period out of the Islanders here. So let's go Islanders. Let's keep this point streak going. The New York Islanders lose 4-3 to the National Predators in a heartbreaker. How does an Islander fan do a podcast only minutes after after that game? Wow, what a heartbreaker. If this doesn't really kind of sum up our season in a whole, it's kind of this game right here. This kind of yeah. This pretty much sums it up. Wow, that's a heartbreaker for sure. I thought, man, I loved watching Noah Dobson step up like that. And yeah, I I was so happy for him. Things were looking so good. I yeah, I was just thrilled. And the team was looking good and they were playing well. And then, as solid as Andy Green has been for us this year, he finally looked his age on that third goal. He recovered enough that it probably shouldn't have ended up a goal, but they got a good bounce off the side of the net to come out to Trenholm or whatever his name is. Yeah, so even though he kind of recovered it, he got blown by, and that was just definitely a young kid just absolutely out skating Andy on that one. So that was kind of tough. But then you had to then once that was over, I guess you started to think, well, we're going to get another point here tonight at least, and hopefully still a chance at 2. And then with Nashville to score with 11 seconds and that was just a dagger. Talk about you're up here, you're kind of there, and then you go, you're gone. And yeah, it's a killer, but there was positive signs out there. I'm not going to talk too much on the third period. We all saw what happened there. It was some defensive lapses. There was one part where Noah wasn't he should have been looking around and he wasn't. So a man was left open, and so you got to take the good with the bad. And but I saw a lot of good, and I saw a lot of good out of a lot of our young guys. And so there was promising things going on over there. I don't think this loss still completely kills us from this season. It doesn't. We still have a chance to come back and get into this. And there was positive signs in this game. And Austin Zarnik was one of them. And congratulations to Zarnik for getting his first goal of the season. He deserved it. He earned it. The guy's been putting out 100% effort. He's faster than I thought, and his speed definitely helps, and it helps on that kid line, and they all just seem to feed off one of each other. They're just so excited to score because they're so young and everything. Watching Bellows jump in when Zarnik scored was really nice to see. And Zach Parise, man, I don't know. All I could, I hate to belabor this every single time, but there was so many times out there I saw, on a back check or something, Zach coming all the way back and lifting Forsberg's stick just as he's hitting around the top of the circles, and it's just, by the time he gets there, that play looks routine. It looks like he's right on it. But if you watch the whole thing, he busts his butt to get there, and it breaks up and nothing happens, and it looks like nothing's going on. But I can't help but think to myself, like, man, if Parise wasn't putting in that kind of effort and everything, I know Forsberg's one of the best shooters in the league. The guy can shoot, and so nothing happens. And I see him do stuff like that all the time. So I'm just really feeling bad for him that he can't get a puck into the net, because the effort's there, and he's doing so many other things so well. Josh Bailey, I pretty much talked about him throughout the game. He's just a black hole. That's it. Moving on. Matt Barzal, he had a good game, had a couple assists, and he also had some highlights when he was working with Anders. And I've done this before. I've been on a line where my left winger wasn't very good, and so the centerman and right wing, we just team up together, and we play together. We play on that side of the ice, and it doesn't help. It's not easy, but it's easier to play against a team that, they kind of sort of outman you, because they know you can't go to the other side, or as in go to Bailey. And but a lot of times the talent will override things, and that's what Barzal and Lee are doing. When they kind of hook up together, and that they're just kind of ignoring Bailey off to the side there and playing together. I've done it myself. And so yeah, I thought Matt looked good whenever he wasn't on the ice with Bailey, and another 2-point night for him. He had a good game. Cal Clutterbuck, great effort once again. Lots of hits out there, looking good on his line. I thought him and Ross Johnson played really, really well. Ross was out there hitting everything in sight. He was challenging for fights if anybody wanted to fight, and he made one hell of a play on the goal for Dobson. He got the second assist on that, and he charged the net, tried to score, couldn't do that, went behind the net and made a beautiful pass out to Green, and Green over to Dobson. Dobson scores. It was a beautiful play, all started by Ross. So Clutterbuck and Johnson, I thought, had excellent games, and yeah, so good for them. Anthony Beauvillier, he's becoming black hole number 2. Apparently, it seems they put him on a shift with Zarnik and Wahlstrom, and that was probably the worst shift that line had the entire game. Thankfully, Bellows went right back onto that line. There's nothing coming from Beauvillier right now. Nothing. Like, where I can say, oh, Parise is doing this and he's doing that and he's doing that and this, and I can't say that about Beauvillier. I'm looking for things to see he's doing well, and all I see is a guy skating really hard. That's great in speed skating, but in hockey, you actually have to do something with that speed, and he's doing absolutely nothing with that speed. So disappointed in Bo right now. Kiefer Bellows, for me, was the star of the game for the Islanders tonight. I'm just watching his confidence grow in these last couple of games here. He's like a completely different player out there. I always worried about Bellows as coming in as one of them spoiled kind of entitled hockey players. My dad was Brian Bellows, 456 goals or whatever, how many ever he scored. I can't remember. I think that's close though. And I thought he'd be one of those guys. And, like he'd make one mistake and he'd get benched for 10 games. And I thought he would start complaining and getting no ice time, then taxi squad and getting to do nothing and everything. But, Bellows hasn't made a peep, and he seems to really genuinely like to be an Islander. And I think Bellows is in the process right now of taking the step that Michael Del Cole never took. Actually, if you think about it, they're kind of similar paths, other than Del Cole got cut from Team Canada in the World Juniors, where Bellows went to the World Juniors with Team USA, and he set a record for most goals scored by I think it was by a Team USA. But still, it was still a record, and it might have been for the entire, I don't think it was the entire one. But anyway, point of the matter is the kid was good when he was in junior, and he's good everywhere he went. And I thought he might be kind of entitled like that, but he's absolutely 100% not. He worked his butt off out there tonight, and he played great. He was hitting, he was passing, he was shooting. He looked so confident. I was so pleased in Kiefer's game. And I seriously am hoping that he's taking that that step that Michael Del Cole never did take. So really pleased with Kiefer's game tonight. Palmieri, yeah, not enough. Until I see something, is no good. Not good enough. Not good enough. Effort's not cutting it right now. Once again, I guess I could say the same thing about you. I mean, I see a couple of good things that you do out there, but I'm seeing Parise doing good things all the time. You gotta start doing something. However, I will say the couple of times he got out with Matt Barzal was probably his best looking time on the ice when he was out there tonight. So there's that. Maybe he's just not with the right chemistry right now. I don't know. Anders Lee had a good game. Absolutely. Made there was a couple of really good plays. One Barzal, and then Lee got that one timer off really quick, and of course scoring his goal. He's back in his office there doing his thing. And I noticed Matt and Anders kind of playing with each other tonight and kind of ignoring Bailey. And I would say that's a smart strategy on their part. Ross, I talked about Ross already. Pajot, he was okay. He seems to be getting better as this season is going on. I wouldn't say he had a spectacular game or anything tonight. I don't even know if I would go as far as saying good, but he wasn't bad that I saw, and he seems more engaged. He just seems more engaged the last few games. So I'll give Pager a pass on tonight. Adam Pellicky had a giveaway, but still had an overall great defensive game, like outstanding defensive plays. It's too bad people don't scream for outstanding defensive plays, because he sure makes a lot of them. Dobson, wow, who is this guy? He has arrived. He just looks like a completely different player, completely different. And I'm loving every second of it. I'm going to ride it with you, Noah. Looking good out there, brother. Andy Green, like I said, looked 39 on that third goal scored against us, and that's unfortunate. But that's father time catching up with you. As good as you can play the game and think the game, eventually father time gets you. And I've been in love with Andy's game this year. I really am. But on seeing that play, if he wants to go out on a kind of a high, should make this his last year, I think. Not disappointed in his game tonight. Yeah, he got burned. He's 39 years old. Happens. Who else we got out there? Mayfield, he was okay tonight. He is good defensively. I didn't really take any stupid penalties tonight or anything. So yeah, I thought he had a good game. And Aho, no. I know he got a couple of unlucky bounces, but those were turnovers and they were bad turnovers. And not good. Not good. As much as I love this kid when he shoots the puck on the power play and that, it is time to give Robin Salo a shot. It's plain and simple. And it's not that I'm that overly upset with Aho. But what I saw out there, can't see Robin Salo doing any worse. And why not take a look, and why make one player go really rusty when you don't have to, especially well, I happen to think Salo's better than Aho, but if Barry thinks they're relatively close, I can't see why he wouldn't. What's the difference? Why not give Salo a shot and see what he does? Just throwing that out there, Barry, if you're watching, which I highly doubt. Zdeno, he looked he didn't look too steady out there tonight on his skates. He was he was fumbling and bumbling out there tonight. He wasn't actually giving it away, but there was a couple. Well, yeah, he did give it away a couple times, but there's a couple of other that could have been giveaways, but nobody was around him, and he had the chance to recover. He was just off balance all night long. So probably his worst game in a while, in some time. But yeah, probably I gotta call him as I see him. And I've been praising him, so I'll call it like I see it. He had a rough game tonight. Happens. Varlamov, I don't know. It's hard to. I don't know what you can blame him for. It's just one of those things where I don't know. We needed something. We didn't get it from him, so I guess he was kind of sort of solid. Yeah, I give him a pass for this game. But I still feel better with Ilya in between the pipes. And don't get me wrong, I'm one of the biggest Varley supporters out there. But right now, Ilya's taking it to a different level. So I would tend to maybe 2 for Ilya, 1 for Varley. Might be the route to go. Anyway, that's all the players I have to talk about tonight. I guess I'm trying to think of the positives here. Power play has definitely been a positive. We haven't seen us looking like this in a long time on the power play, and because we scored a goal on the power play tonight, it actually kept us in the game and actually even put us in a position to win, and we chose not to take that route. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a long season. It's going to be a hard fought battle for us. I don't expect the Islanders to give up. So that's all I got for you for this game. A heartbreaking 4-3 loss to the Nashville Predators. You guys all out there, take care and peace out.